In the recent Crunchyroll Awards, we witnessed many amazing anime and characters receive the recognition they deserve. Like Demon Slayer for, let me see, Best Continued Anime? Wait, how the hell is Sung Jin-woo the best main character? Solo Leveling is Anime of the Year too? Alright, there seems to be something fishy going on after all. But thankfully, our favorite gremlin, Maomao, wasn't snubbed for her Best Voice Acting award. Anyone who's a fan of the series can attest to the addictiveness of this cat's sound. It's not necessarily the most original, as we will come to see, but it's all about how everything comes together to help deliver one of the most endearing characters in anime today. There are just so many small moments that highlight why Aoi Yuki is one of the best in the business today and why Maomao is undoubtedly the most legendary role she has currently. Inside the voice. Before we dive into some of Maomao's greatest hits, I think it's essential we take a short peek into the very actress who gives her voice, Aoi Yuki. Far from an amateur in the industry, Aoi Yuki is as talented as she is legendary, having many leading roles under her belt. Like, literally a lot. But my personal favorites that I think show her skills the best are Kumoko, Tanya, and of course my personal favorite, Lucy. Sorry. Tanya in particular is a good showcase as to why you can trust her to voice a lead in a series, even as complex and evil as the MC is. This is similar to her role as the spider Kumoko, as the majority of the show focuses on her solo adventure involving many monologues. And while Lucy takes more of a shotgun seat to David in Edgerunner, she absolutely sells being a manic pixie dream girl that shines. And all this to say, that isn't her first rodeo. With a litany of complex characters under her belt, she's quite frankly a chameleon in the industry, able to embody any character that's asked of her. And with Maomao, you'll see how all that experience comes together to bring this green gremlin to life. A troubled past, a hysterical obsession with poison and medicine, and a complex political setting all brew together to concoct a challenge only the best voice actor could face. That is what Aoi Yuki accomplished right before our very eyes. A waifu obsessed is a waifu that's blessed. When you think of Maomao, you're likely picturing an image of her absolutely losing it in front of her beloved ingredients. And with a face that says it all, you could almost be forgiven for forgetting the infectious bliss that comes from her voice. It does a whole lot in selling the joy she has. Sure, she's very well drawn and even well animated during these moments. Also, the camera often takes a fittingly comedic angle that further helps sell the energy of the scene. But even with all that, there's just something plainly beautiful about watching over a character be so absorbed into what they love. In fact, this isn't the first time a character like Maomao captured the hearts of anime fans all around the world. To even the casual anime fan of this era, one name stands out among the Hall of Waifus as one of anime's most legendary. And that character is none other than the explosion-loving Crimson Demon herself, Megumin. I know, 2016 is a long time ago, like 4 years ago. Pretty much the age of dinosaurs at this point. But bear with me for just a bit as we take a stroll down memory lane to see how this explosion-loving Chuni is reminiscent of our favorite poison junkie. Sure, she's clad in red instead of green and prefers blowing stuff up instead of poisoning herself, but the real contrast starts with her voice actress, Rie Takahashi. While Aoi Yuki had already made a name for herself playing other characters of high renown, Rie Takahashi was a relatively fresh voice in the industry. The role of Megumin was, in essence, the jumping pad for legendary stardom we're used to knowing today. The teasing master Takagi-san, the super idol Ai, and even some character by the name of Emilia. But even after all these voices, Megumin is by far her most loved role even to this day. But why is that? Konosuba is far from a complex drama series. It's quite literally about a dude who steals panties and wants to make money scamming the people of another world. Well, it all starts with one word. While Megumin being a lolly and a chuni is sure to grab the attention of many, it's her devout energy towards the magic of explosion that really does the job. And of course, it's Rie's voice that brings all this to reality. Megumin screaming out, "Accept it!" is such an iconic line. It's practically a necessity if any weeb ever wants to cosplay her to an event. And sure, many other voice actors could have done the job just as well, but in this reality, it was Rie Takahashi who got it done, and it's her voice that has effectively become the character. From every burst of excitement she has whenever explosions are involved to the calmer, more mellow times when she's acting relatively normal, it's all character traits that shine through the voice acting. Even when she displays some edginess, willing to do practically anything for her obsession, she has this sort of deadpan delivery which just adds a layer to the character. Now, doesn't all that just sound eerily familiar? Though I will say Megumin has the advantage of having a main love interest to constantly bounce back and forth with. They share funny gags and heartfelt moments where you can just taste the chemistry. And yeah, Maomao does have jinshi, but at least right now in the anime things are pretty one-sided. And Maomao's most memorable interactions with him are just sadistic side-eyes. So as history proves, if you want to magnetize fans into loving a character, an explosive energy is a pretty good place to start. While not making up the whole dish, it's an important part of the recipe that makes for one of anime's best characters to listen to. If you like listening to us though, consider leaving a super thanks down below. It really mean a lot. And make sure to join the comments too if you want to share your favorite Maomao scenes. Heck, I won't even stop you if you want to start talking about Megumin. A chill voice to melt for.
あの日、事件の真相に気づいたからです。原因はおしろいだと。
We mentioned a little bit about this mellow voice Maomao has. Well, really, it's the voice she embodies pretty much the whole time. It gives off the energy of, I can't really be bothered with anything, while also, as a character, being bothered by pretty much anything. It's a wonderful dichotomy as the entire series revolves around her getting sucked into a bunch of other people's business. All the while, she sounds totally disconnected from it all. Now, this isn't to the extreme of someone like Frieren, for example. She isn't some mystical species that's evolved to not care too much about time with others.
じゃあ次。50年後、もっと綺麗に見える場所知ってるから案内するよ。
But that also doesn't sound entirely too far. We love talking about it here, but Maomao didn't receive a lot of love as a child. Or at least she couldn't. Growing up around the Verdigris house where everyone was busy selling themselves and having a talented busy apothecary for a foster dad, she didn't have much time to spend with others. So you can kinda see why some casual anime enjoyer can hear the similarities between the two. But hey, one won the voice acting award and the other did not. Personally, I think it went down to the fact that Aoi Yuki just had more to work with when it came to Maomao. Frieren is a great character with many complex scenes and even some really emotional ones. But while Frieren can be cute at times and pretty funny, Maomao has that extra bit of relatability that endears us as viewers. And that is the difference in their tone of neutral delivery. While one is a wise elf who's lived many years, Maomao is a street-smart, edgy kid who bottles up her emotions and indulges in her hobbies. Aoi Yuki is able to capture the doubts in her monologues, the assuredness of her decision-making, and the numbness of her feelings. Two glorious roles which I, for one, feel lucky to have witnessed so close together in time.
あ、バカに折檻するだけだよ。
Complexities are necessities. Like with many other character roles, the most striking scenes of Maomao still come when the emotions get high. But considering how unbothered she is, even in the face of grave danger, these high emotion scenes usually come in the form of anger. Think back to one of the earlier episodes when Liwa's servants were caught keeping around toxic powder that had already taken Liwa's baby. It was simply a raw and explosive moment. Guttural loud rage mixed in with more low-key seething threats. It's a moment made all the more impactful because, as we've already established, Maomao is usually quite reserved. She was introduced as someone who goes with whatever life throws at her, may it be kidnapping or even a job as a poison tester. So when the time came and Maomao suddenly threw hands and laid down the law to higher position servants than her, you can't help but just look in awe.
おい、湯桶と布の準備。
The performance itself isn't just about what's happening in the moment, but also about her character at large, helping convey her values and even a little bit of her history. Once again, the writing lends itself to these amazing moments. The fractured family, the tragic trauma experienced as a baby. That's what it takes to bring the best out of an actor, to bring the best out of moments. While Aoi Yuki can channel all the veteran knowledge she's picked up over the years, a script is still just a script. While her delivery can get close to perfection, it's the moment itself that elevates the scenes into one that's etched into the minds of anime fans everywhere. Hope you had a fun time diving deep into anime's most charming voice. Don't forget to comment down below what you thought of today's video. What did you think of Maomao's voice when you first got into the series? Do you have any favorite Maomao moments? We can't wait to hear it. As always, thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you again next time.